What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to the channel. So I've been dipping back into some Warframe and having just a ton of fun going through and catching up on some of the mechanics since I last played. Now, I know that I am not alone. There's lots of people that come and go from Warframe all the time. That's one of the beauties of the game, is you can really stop and start and really get caught back up and really immerse yourself into the game quite easily. Now, the Kuva Lich and the Sisters of Parvos are both new mechanics or new additions to the game since I last played. So with that in mind, there is just a ton of really cool weapons for me to get caught up and grind out. Now, I know lots of folks come back to the game and they're in this same spot. Now, I looked up a bunch of the guides. There's a bunch of really incredible Lich farming builds out there, no doubt. However, as a player that has lots and lots of frames and weapons, however, very few that have a bunch of Forma dumped into them, I wanted to see what was the easiest no Forma build. Now, the Kuva Lich I got had resistances and immunities to both slash and puncture. Managed to go through, put together a zero Forma setup. Now, this is not the build that I would normally use, as I do have Forma on some things. However, I just wanted to see how easy it was, and I was pleasantly surprised at it. It was very easy to go through the system with the proper setup. Now, as you see here, I brought Nyx, and with Nyx, it was all about getting the strength up to a point where I had 100% defense reduction on my psychic bolts. This kind of made every enemy pretty trivial with being able to strip all of their armor away right off. Now, that combined with Absorb and the immunity made it so I was just able to face tank literally everything out there, strip their armor, and burn them through with just about any weapon. This is the setup that I was going for. The main things I was looking for was efficiency, duration, and then just enough strength, as I mentioned, to make sure I had 100% defense reduction. Now, as I was looking through the weapon loadout, of course I wanted to stay away from slash and impact. So with that in mind, I went with this Fullman. I completely went away from any of the slash type builds, so no 100 munitions in this one, even though it is a heavy crit weapon. And I just set it up for just some basic damage. Then I threw on a viral just right at the end to get the job done here. So I had viral added on and did really well throughout all of the missions using this weapon. I'm pretty confident with the armor strip, you're able to just kill all of the enemies that are going to be present in this sort of mission with just about any weapon with a few mods in it. Now, I brought along the Maradetron as my secondary, and we set it up with viral as well, and I threw a little bit of electricity on the end just for a little bit more status chance and to just kind of fill the mod slot. I dropped pistol ammo in here just because I had 2 left and just threw that one in as it is unupgraded. So this was my secondary weapon, the Maradetron. And then I used an Orthos Prime, set it up with Blood Rush, Condition Overload, Pressure Point, True Steel, Gladiator Rush, and basically I threw the Gladiator Rush in as well just to fill up since I only had 4 left, and did the same thing. We set it up with Viral. Of course, Orthos is a high slash weapon, so I didn't do a whole lot of melee, but I did have this there for melee if I needed to do it. Now taking on the Railjack portion of the mission. Now, my Railjack is very nub. I'm extremely new to Railjack itself. I know some of the basics. However, I don't have fantastic gear. I don't have a absolute ton of mods. I just went with the mods that I've kind of found by doing these missions. And this is what I've got there. I've got no battle and only 2 of 3 tactical. And then I threw in some crapo tier crew members. I've got 2 gunners and 1 engineer. This seemed to get the job done as well. This was a sweet spot. There was a couple of times where I got boarded and my engineer here would get wrecked, so I would have to run out there and clear things out. Now, I didn't really have that happen in this particular mission, but I have had it happen as I've been farming the sisters as well. And my engineer here tends to get wrecked quite often. These are the crappy engineers that are available just with credits. None of them are very good. I actually don't have any of them that are proper. I just got them because they were the only ones available. And, piloting, come on. I mean, we're not going to use this crew member as a pilot. This is actually a gunner, and I only have one in gunnery. Over here, we've got one in gunnery as well. This one's good in combat, so it would be good if people were boarding. And then we've got our engineer here. My engineer, at least, was a good repairman, so was able to keep the ship repaired up as I went through all of the railjack part of the missions. Now, my intrinsics are quite low here. I'm still earning those and going. I'm up to rank 6 in command and tactical, 5 in gunnery, 4 in engineering, 3 in piloting, so still a ways to go on the intrinsics there. However, this was more than enough just to wreck right through. Of course, the APOC and the Tycho Seeker are both just crafted from my clan, and I was able to grab those there, and it was more than enough to get the job done, and really a relatively smooth zero Forma build to take down liches. So I'm going to do a Corpus Lich as well, one of the sisters, and see how that goes with this same setup. However, things have been super duper smooth, and I'm having a ton of fun farming up all of these new weapons. There's lots of really cool ones. So hopefully that helps some of the folks that are returning to the game and are not necessarily completely decked out. So strip the armor, pew the bads, and get yourself some Kuva and Tenet weapons with no Forma at all, as you're just able to get it all done with Nyx here. So thank you all once again, and I will see ya next time around. Take it easy.